Why, hello! Hello, chat. Hope we are doing well today. Welcome, actually, to a very, I don't know, you could say special chat? What am I saying? Very special stream is what I was meant to say, but then for some reason, chat just popped up in my mind for whatever reason. I don't know why that is, but it is. But hi, I hope we're all doing well today. Live from both perspectives, in fact. We are doing both a horizontal and a vertical stream today. Yep. Only on YouTube. That's about it. We're not doing multi-streaming, but I guess you could say we're doing both a horizontal and vertical multi-streaming just on YouTube alone. But yeah, that's pretty much it you need to know from that. So if you are indeed watching this stream on the portrait side, I have left a comment on that portrait version to kind of be like, well, I won't be interacting with that chat as much, but it's just there if you want to. And yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on it while we're at it. But it seems to be good, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. But yeah, lots of things to probably talk about. Ark and Kratos, hope you're doing well. Welcome. Hey man, it's been a while. Have you heard of there's a new Mario Kart World Bundle? I have heard about it, and there is a Switch Sports Resort bundle that's also happening as well. So yeah, I guess might as well get that out of the way. Yeah, the new bundle. I mean, there's not really much to talk about. It's just that, well, you know, there's a new bundle. So if you missed the first time to get your hands on Mario Kart World, I guess now there's your chance to, though it will be when the increasing of the price will happen. So yeah, like if you honestly want to get, you know, the Switch 2 right now and the game, honestly, I think it's the best time that you should be getting this. But yeah, it's pretty cool that we get to see a Mario Kart World bundle. Again, I mean, to be honest, I felt like Nintendo knew that the Mario Kart World bundle was definitely going to be, like, you know, popular. Because when I got my Switch 2 at the beginning of June, when it finally got delivered to my house, yeah, it was the Mario Kart World bundle, and I was so glad I was able to get it. And yeah, so I'm really happy. And you know, here's the Switch 2 right now, a year later. The same Switch 2 that was the Mario Kart World bundle. As you can see, it's a digital download right there. I need to charge the Switch 2 as well. But yeah. What I've noticed about it is it does seem to be a little bit different this time around. The whole box, which I'm sure you've all seen by now. The whole box, it looks a lot more better than when the first Mario Kart World Bundle launched, because it was just kind of like, you know, just regular Switch 2, but then, you know, you just had the Mario Kart World Bundle at the top right there. Not really, you could say, interesting, you know, per se. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Okay, just give me one moment. Hey Leo, by the way. I was gonna say that I wasn't going to read chat, but I ended up reading chat on the portrait stream. Yeah, I know that, thank you. Right. I'll have background music playing while we're at it as well. So let me go ahead and do this side right here, and I didn't want you to go full screen right there. Now, let me try and make both of these live chats even. I guess I might as well make that message I was going to originally do null and void, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Right, let me put both chats on live chat so that I can thingy. But yeah, sorry that it completely kind of thingied the stream right here, went south. But yeah, the Mario World Bundle, you know, it's there now. Well, when it eventually releases the newer bundle, then, you know, go for it, I guess. But Switch Sports Resort bundle as well is also coming out as well. It'll be out basically the same time as the game itself, so, you know, there's that as well. Hello, I don't know how to say your name on the shorts one, but I do speak English. I'll just call you, I guess, GD. Don't know if you're cool with that, but I hope you're doing well, GD. Let's see. Hello, Juan DX. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Juan. Right. So, do I hate video game leaks? You're referring to the GTA 6 hackers leaking the game before the public can see it. I mean, here's the thing, right? I mean, like, leaks are going to happen anyways. You can't really, well, for a lack of a better word, you can't really get away from them. Like, no matter how hard you try, there's always going to be some kind of leak that will happen, and you just can't get away from it. I'm not really too interested in GTA 6 anyways, but I do know the guy who leaked it was doing it because the game's not coming out on an actual physical disc. So, and he said he was just going to keep leaking it until basically until, you know, they release a disc version of GTA 6, which, I mean, I think we can all collectively agree on both, you know, on both sides, right? The horizontal people and the vertical, you know, chat people. That I think we can both collectively agree that we all love when games, in addition to digital, also come out on physical disc as well. I mean, even though the physical disc is literally just a game key disc or a game key card, in that essence, to just basically be like, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, do I hate it sometimes when things do get spoiled? Yes, I do. I do think when leaks happen that spoil, let's say, the story of the game, the gameplay, or, you know, just that sort of stuff, I do think that's where it does get a little bit annoying. Also, hi, like Blue Yoshi fan on the YouTube portrait side. Hope you're doing well. I also used to be a PlayStation fan until Sony totally screwed us over with this whole ending game disc stunt they pulled, and now they're getting boycotted. Serve them right. Yeah, I mean, I hope PlayStation does, you know, go back and reverse course. on it, but I feel like my problem is I feel like no matter what's going to happen, even if there is a blackout where nobody logs into the PlayStation accounts, I feel like it's going to do very little to send a message to Sony. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to do much, if you ask me. Now, I feel like the only way this could definitely hurt Sony is if people stopped buying their games, stopped paying for PlayStation Plus subscriptions, and, you know, just stop it altogether. Then probably Sony would have to curb them, because then it's, you know, it's kind of going into the financials, and obviously, you know, if Sony can make money, then they probably just don't give a shit. Or to be honest, I mean, you could say that about Xbox and Nintendo as well, if you think about it. And like, if you don't buy a game, I mean, you might not buy a game, but somebody else will. The only way to actually make it hurt is don't buy consoles, don't buy games, don't buy subscriptions, and I mean, this might be a little bit extreme right here, but just don't even have an account, anyways. Otherwise, then it's kind of like. Otherwise, then it's just kind of like, well, you're just agreeing that all this shit can happen, right? And I don't know. I just feel like, you know, Sony knew that this was going to get them backlash, and they did it anyways. And they did it anyways. They better nobody will buy their games or buy PlayStation 6 when it comes out. You always play games offline anyways, not a big fan of online games. You like playing it at your own pace, and that's fair enough. Honestly, that is fair enough. In terms of PS6 though, I do have a good feeling there will be people that will still buy a PS6. And here's the thing, I am not talking about it from, you know, like, people who obviously are well in tune with like what goes on in the gaming sphere and whatnot, like online and I guess on Twitter and I guess in the YouTube sphere, right? But like, to you know, like your average Joe, right, who doesn't really care but sees like a brand new console, it's coming out anyways and it's really friggin' cool, like, you know, they're still going to buy it anyways, so it's just quite pointless, if you ask me, because it's going to, like I said with the whole PlayStation blackout thing, it's going to just basically do like a whole nothing burger. And I know, and look, I know this just sounds like, oh, is James defending companies? Like, I'm not. I'm just trying to, you know, kind of say that I feel like this is gonna do nothing, and I'm just setting the record straight. Like no matter what happens, it's going to do absolutely nothing. Like, Sony's still gonna get the money, they're still going to be fine. GTA 6 is still going to move a lot of PS5s and a lot of Xboxes, and eventually when it comes out on PC, we'll get a lot of people to hop on Steam, probably, I don't know, mod the game, add things that wasn't in there in the beginning, make a lot of money off of GTA Online, 2.0 edition, 3.0 edition, whatever, how long they've been making money and milking it off of GTA 5. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind offline games, but yeah, like, and also I don't have any plans to either buy a PlayStation 6 anyways, so there's that. So yeah, that's basically, I don't know. It's here's the thing, like, of course, like, we all hate what Sony is doing, and I honestly hate it as well, because this is literally like, this is literally making it even more apparent that we will not own anything, and we're just expected to be happy about it. Like you won't, like, right now, even though it looks like I'm holding it and owning it, I technically don't own this Switch 2. Or, like, a game or whatnot. I don't know. It's just stupid where this is going. And I feel like you should at least have ownership over your games, right? Like, the fact that, you know, like, to just use this as an example, like, I own this, right? Can Lynx take this away from me? No, they can't. They just simply cannot take that away from me unless, like, I don't know, they just came into my house and, you know, just stole it away and said, well, you're not having that anymore. Adios, and fuck off. You love God of War games. If you can tell, well, I can probably tell why your profile picture is Kratos and why your username is Arkham Kratos. Yeah. Sony is remaking the OG God of War trilogy, and you swear to God if they botch this, there will be a lot of angry people, yourself included. Yeah, I mean, honestly, for yeah, I don't really have that much to really comment on that, because God of War is just not really my thing. But honestly, if it does look shit, like, I'm very well in tune with things going on the Nintendo side, on the PlayStation side, on the Xbox side. Maybe a little bit on the PC side as well, here and there, but I digress. But yeah, like, I mean, look, I feel like for every W, right, there's always a huge, stinky, massive L. That always happens. Like, for example, like, I mean, I'll probably also talk about this more when we talk about Gamescom that happened last night as well. I don't know how many of you have actually watched Gamescom. I did. And it was literally just a waste of time. I knew that anyways going in, that I knew there wasn't going to be things that I was going to be personally interested in. Aside from, like, Rayman Legends Retold and the new Crazy Taxi game, everything else was just kind of meh. It's whatever. I don't really care, but it's just you're happy we're getting a new. We're finally getting a new Kingdom Hearts game, and normally be announced on the PlayStation side, but Nintendo beat them to the punch. Yeah, I do know at Gamescom, I feel like I should save this, but I do know they finally have a look at the new the Final Fantasy VII Revelation. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, there was Mega Man as well there. Anyways, I'll save that for later. But yeah, hopefully Sony doesn't fuck up the God of War trilogy, and hopefully it's maybe a good one, or maybe it's not a good one. Who knows? Honestly, who bloody knows what will honestly happen at this point? Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of the games that obviously, you know, you'll mention in chat, and I'll be like, never played it, don't really, I mean, it's there, but, you know, didn't really care for it. you know what I'm saying? Like, I there's a lot of games that I personally think that comes out from the Xbox side and the PlayStation side that I just don't I just don't really care for. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like the Crazy Taxi and the Rayman one is definitely a little bit of my interest. Because like I like Rayman. I mean, I have never played a Rayman game on this channel, but I have played Rayman games before. But yeah, I definitely want to get like Origins on 360 as well as the original Legends on 360. Because I'm not dealing with I'm not dealing with the Wii U exclusive stuff on Legends on Wii U. Fuck that. Fuck that. Well, do you think Sony's going to turn into the second EA, since EA is considered the most hated gaming company? You literally could apply this to any video game company. I mean, yes, EA is definitely the most hated because, well, of course, they're always doing something that is never pro-consumer. They're always all about the money. They're always putting out slop, you know, and just churning out the same game every single year with no new differences and no new, you know, new things to check out in every single game. It's just boring. It's just boring. And that's the problem with yearly games. It's just, you churn out one game and then you immediately are working on next year's game. And that's the problem with yearly, like, games, that you don't have enough time then to really just flesh out the previous entry, right? So is Sony going to be turning into the second EA? I mean, considering how it seems to be, probably. J3V1, I can do anything. Great username right there. Infinite salutations. Well, infinite salutations to you back. Hope you're doing well. We're just talking about, you know, recent things that have been happening in gaming. Welcome to the conversation. Can do anything. But yeah, we were just talking about how Sony is basically, once again, if you're not surprised, you know, 2028 physical disc gone, GTA 6 leaks, and a whole bunch of things. But yeah, and then I was gonna talk a little bit later on in the stream about Gamescom and, you know, just kind of my thoughts on it, really, overall. I did kind of dabble a little bit into it, but I wanted to talk about other things before we talk about Gamescom. Yeah. You was also hoping for a brand new Sonic game, but maybe next year's Gamescom. Yeah, I mean, like you said, the only thing that was there for Sega was the new Crazy Taxi game that is coming out next year. So there's that. But in terms of anything Sonic, I wasn't. See, I feel like sometimes when we go into these, sometimes it's like expecting a game that we obviously would all care about is like it's like an impossible task sometimes to these presentations. Like, you know, your Nintendo Directs, your State of Plays, your Xbox Showcase, Gamescom, Summer Game Fest, the Game Awards, you know, that sort of stuff as well. I mean, there's been a lot that has happened in gaming. Obviously, some good, some bad. You know, just all of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I hope we do get a new mainline Sonic game, because it has been quite some time now since Frontiers came out, and I know, like, it's usually like every 5 years we'll get a new Sonic game, we'll get the announcement, then we'll get more info, then we get trailers, gameplay, that sort of stuff, all the way leading up to the release of the game. Then we have it in our own hands and can play it without, well, not actually feel like we're in control of Sonic right there. I mean, I know we do have the definitive edition with Frontiers 1, but I still don't fucking care because no upgrade pack, and if you don't give me an upgrade pack, you ain't getting my fucking money, Sega, so yeah. Let's see, I know we're from the Game Awards, which, by the way, the Game Awards will be happening on December 10th, by the way. So if you want to mark that down on your calendars in December, there you go. Anyways, back to what you were saying, Arkham Kratos. We're 4 months out from the Game Awards 2026, but which game do you think will likely win Game of the Year 2026? You're praying that Resident Evil Requiem, but you know they have the favoritism. To be honest, I don't know, if I'm going to be so incredibly honest with you. I mean, we were ripped off that Sonic Racing Crossworlds didn't win, but then again, it's like more people have probably played Mario Kart World more than Sonic Racing Crossworlds. As you know, as much as I probably don't want to admit that, it is just a straight up fact that Mario Kart is just, you know, just a little bit more friendlier to people who might have not played a Mario Kart game before but want to hop in and try it for the first time. It's just, I think it's just that incredibly accessible, and it's also just like, and because of just how incredibly easy it is, because like Mario Kart World is literally very easy to get into. If you started with like any previous games, like Wii, for example, you probably might have just a little bit of a difficult time compared to if you got started on, let's say, 8 Deluxe or World, right? Hey Emily, by the way, you are sad. Well, I hope this stream can cheer you up and take your mind off of things for even just a little bit. Anyways, so yeah, I don't really know what's going to win necessarily. I feel like Resident Evil Requiem could be up there. I don't know, maybe Gears of War E-Day maybe could be a potential right there. So yeah, did I hear about Dolly Parton? I did hear about that. I do know she has has passed away. Yeah, even Tim Curry too. 2020. Let me just say that again. 2026. Just claiming one after another of lives, and I mean, like, it is sad when, you know, people who you've either looked up to, your loved ones, or just like people who, let's say, you know, you have admired, right, just eventually pass away and whatnot. It really does. It really does. It really does, you know, kind of sting. Yeah, it is really sad that it is what it is, but it's, you know, I'm just gonna be so real with you, chat. Life is too short. Let's just life is honestly short. Like, I guarantee you, like, you could be doing one thing, be totally fine, and then maybe, let's say, weeks, months, days, years even after, then it's like your time has come, you know, your time has come and come, it's time to leave this world. And who knows, maybe you might be reborn again. I mean, you're not going to get isekai'd, because isekai is not really a real-life concept, but in anime it is. Yeah, rest in peace to both of them. I mean, I don't know them personally, or I should say, like, know them as, like, if I was a fan of them. But honestly, you know, just rest in peace, you know. Pay your respects by pressing F in the chat. Yeah. I mean, look, life's too short, so honestly, chat, if I was you, and I'm saying this to both you lot in the horizontal stream and you lot into the portrait stream, literally do as much as you fucking can, because I guarantee you, once you're not in this world anymore, there are going to be some things you're happy that you've done, and there is definitely going to be things that you wish you should have done before you said goodbye to this world. But yeah, it's sad. It's sad. But enough talking about sad things. I'm here to have a nice, happy stream. Let's talk about Gamescom. Now, I'm sure that if you are in my server or in any other servers, which, by the way, if you have not joined my server, then be sure to go ahead and join my server. Of course, it's PG-16, so do keep that in mind. I have been basically posting in the promote others the Gamescom open night live stream that happened last night. Even I'm gonna be honest, I'm not surprised. Like, I think we can agree that I think what was shown was, like, some people were genuinely are going to be so incredibly happy about it, and then there are others, obviously, that are like, okay, whatever. It is what it is, but, yeah, it's... The games that were, like, shown was, like... I mean, I could see this coming a mile away. But I think what was kind of funny when I was watching it was, there was, like, this one game. And I don't know if you lot were watching this as well at the time when this was happening. I looked at one of the games, and my first immediate thought to one of them was, like... Wait. Pokemon? Because, like, one of the... I think it was, like, one of the cozy games that kind of just had such a... like, a resemblance to Pokemon. And I'm, like, thinking to myself, wait, so this game is like Pokemon, but Palworld was already the Pokemon, but I guess more mature, I guess. It's just like when I looked at it, that was kind of like the first thought I had. I don't really know how to feel. I just feel like the game right there is like, okay, how long until, like, Nintendo's lawyers start, like, knocking on the door, being like, hey, that's way too similar, change it. It was just so strange when I saw that. But, obviously there was a pre-show before the actual show. So yeah, there's that, you could say. They did show off a few games in the pre-show before the actual one. I think one of the things I was kind of surprised about was that I think it was a Roller Coaster Tycoon is making a comeback on I guess a brand new game. I think it looked like a brand new game. It could be a remake for all I care, but I was just kind of, you know, surprised that it was there. But yeah, there was that, and then I think what was kind of funny was when the pre-show was kind of like all out of time. He was like reading these like cards. I think one of the things that was just kind of like funny to me was just like how like they acknowledged like the ongoing like RAM crisis, you know, all that stuff, right? And it's just like, well, yeah, we know the RAM crisis is still, you know, bad, and obviously it's going to be even worse in 2027. And then obviously, you know, then afterwards it did actually start the actual show, and during each game announcement there would also be like playable demos that people could play at them at the Gamescom in Cologne, Germany. That's where it was. So yeah, hopefully, you know, hopefully the people who were actually there in person got to try out all of the cool games. Hopefully they didn't have to sign any stupid NDAs to be like, you will not talk about this game, but you can play this game if you do not talk about said game. And it's like, I still just can't really understand that from the whole Sonic Frontiers thing. Sega was very weird about it. Boomy, I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. I'm just saying one part of your username. I hope you're doing well. How's it going? Mal UK Boomy _ ZYN. I probably butchered that, and I'm absolutely terribly sorry. I mean, I hate getting people's names wrong, but it's like, I try anyways, and, you know, it is what it is, right? Welcome in anyways, if you happen to stay or leave. I don't know. So what happens when you're kind of a small channel, you say hello, they say the username incorrectly, they leave. It's usually how it goes, anyways. What music is this playing right now? Oh, Rainbow Road. Oh, that's cool. To the people who are watching this in the horizontal format as well, I know I don't have an actual live chat on the side. I still need to figure out that with Stream Elements. I probably might have to experiment here and there, see how I can basically fix it. Justin, is this real? What's real? What is real? I mean, there could be a lot of things that could be real. Like, I don't know, video games. Video games are real. You can play them. I mean, you can hang out with your friends. They are real. We're human. We're real. We're definitely not AI. But yeah. All of it. What I've just been talking about with like the games I've been talking about, the Gamescom, You know, like, but yeah, like, I mean, when I knew that Gamescom was happening, I was going in with, honestly, probably the lowest expectations. Like I knew, like, Nintendo was obviously not gonna be there. Like, this reality. Is reality real? Well, let me ask you, is the Earth a real thing you can see, or is it just a projection? I don't know. You're probably gonna say, it's a projection, bro! Or some shit like that. Whatever. You do you, if you think that. But yeah, like, Gamescom obviously was, I mean, it was alright. There was obviously some games that I knew, like, that were pretty cool. I mean, they did show off, Gears of War E-Day, to those who enjoy it. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, Gamescom wasn't really it wasn't really that interesting. It wasn't really that interesting, but then again, it's like, as someone who plays both, like, Sonic games and, like, Mario Kart, Mario, and a bunch of other Nintendo games, I'm honestly not incredibly shocked that not any ounce of a Sonic game, not even Crossworlds, got there, which I do know they were in the... I do know they were in the Summer Game Fest. I do know that. But yeah, it is what it is. But I mean, I'll give Gamescom, like, Open Night Live, like, a mid rating, like 5 maybe. Like, I didn't think clearly too much of it when I was seeing all the announcements. Like, literally at any point I was just doing other things. In fact, I could have, in the amount of time that I was watching basically that entire like, Open Night Live stream, I could have done other things, right? I could have, I don't know, watched a more better video. I could have worked on a video, which I have obviously released one today even. So there's that, I suppose, and go check it out if you haven't already. The new video on the channel about why Mario Kart DS's controls the best that other Mario Kart games that took it and just, you know, either kept it or just made it just slightly a little bit better. Also, to those who are, to those who are subscribed to the channel, which, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It is literally right there, and it doesn't cost you anything to become a subscriber and stay up to date what goes on my channel. Anyways, excuse me. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so yeah, I did release a new video on the Mario Kart DS and why they just figured it out. Not gonna say too much about it. Just go watch it if you wanna know my reason, and, you know, give it a like, help it feed it more into the other people and let the algorithm feed it to more and more people and all that other good stuff, I suppose. But yeah, like literally, I just released it today. I just thought, you know, since the last ones I've been doing were released on Friday, I thought, why not do one that I recorded yesterday and then have this uploaded today. I do know it might feel kind of rushed and there's not really that much on the screen, but then again, it is a quick video, so, you know, when I'm doing these quick videos, I don't expect to be, you know, spending like hours upon hours being in there. Because, well, it's called quick videos. But I do want to ask to those who are subscribed, what do you think of them? I put this same like kind of question to you all in the post tab as well. So I am kind of curious to know like how you all are liking these like quick shorter videos that I can just get out for you all. Even if I don't have that much to really say, it's just something I can just, you know, get off my chest. Because sometimes I do have like a lot of thoughts, and I do sometimes talk about these thoughts, but for some reason I never actually put those said thoughts into a video. So I guess you could say this could be a little series of short videos where I just talk about something that I guess kind of like springs to my mind, and I just do a little bit of editing and release it for you all and all the other cool stuff. But yeah, please let me know, especially in the comments after this stream or on my post tab, what you think of them. I really do want to, like, you know, I do want to like, you know, gauge and really hear what you all think. Gonna try and put that as quiet as I can. I mean, you could probably all still hear it, but anyways, put this here and oops, wrong one. There we go. So I can see both chats again. Like I said, I wasn't really going to... Okay, let me say that again. I wasn't really going to plan to read anything on the portrait side, but I just thought I could just pop it out so that I could see what goes on in the portrait side of the live stream. Because yes, I am actually, like I said, streaming in horizontal and vertical, so pick your poison, I suppose. If you ever want to view any of my streams in portrait, just for easier sake, the portrait ones will be in a separate playlist. This is actually the first chatting stream that I'm doing also as a portrait, because most of the ones that I've done as portrait were Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So, you know, first chatting stream where I'm streaming in portrait. At some point, I definitely do want to include Twitch in this as well, and possibly Kick. But it's figuring out the way to get it to do that. I'm probably going to do it where I'll probably just use that one other Atinium thing, if you know what I mean. Either that, or I probably might save it until I build my gaming PC. Which so far, streaming in both horizontal and in vertical so far hasn't maybe dropped any frames. So honestly, I'm kind of happy about that. Not gonna lie. I'm not going to lie. Wait, how long have I been streaming for? 52 minutes. It's probably going to be a quick, probably going to be a short stream because I don't really have, you know, I would have started this at 3 and this stream would have finished like ages ago, but obviously, you know, things happened. I mean, I guess I could say that, you know, I do want YouTube, like, it, when I eventually, you know, start gaining more of an audience, like, you know, than who I have right now, you know, start building it up, releasing great quality videos, and whatnot, and then eventually, and then eventually, go, um, be like good enough to basically make this a full-time job, you know, because you lot would be supporting me. You know, there'd probably be a lot more super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, you know, all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah. In the meantime, while you know, hopefully to realize my dream, I am looking for a, you know, a part-time job, you know, that I can just do, that will support me, uh, you know, so I can have a nice stable income, you could say. And then eventually when you know, like I said earlier, once I think I'm confident enough, and I have like the following, the audience I need, I could then be like, I'm going to go full on into just making YouTube. Because one of the things I like about YouTube is you can just be your own boss. You can do whatever you want. You can create whatever videos you want. You don't have to listen to the higher ups, your managers, you know, that sort of stuff. I mean, look, like, even if the lovely people in the do take good care of you in your job. You know, depending on what job you have, take good care of you. uh, but yeah, like I'm just right now just looking for a job. So far it feels like progress hasn't really truly been made. Um, in terms of, well, stuff of actually finding a job. Because here's the thing, I go to a place on Thursdays and Fridays. Obviously, I probably have mentioned it in the past, but I'm just not going to tell you it anyways, just for, you know, privacy reasons, obviously. But you know, like, I really like going to my, like, okay, I'll give you a little hint. It's like a community interest company. That's all I'll tell you. I go to this community interest company, and you know, I just do whatever I want, and I really like going there. It's literally like a very, anytime I'm there, it's like I always enjoy, you know, being there. All the people that I've talked to, you know, are all really lovely. I've even connected with some of my, you know, old friends from my school, even, as well. And you know, it's pretty friggin' awesome when you get to, you know, meet friends who you've probably not chatted to in quite some time, if you ask me. And then getting to see them literally go to the same place that you go to is, you know, a pretty exciting, and it's pretty dang good when you do. Why do these things feel so constricting? I'm wearing pajama pants by the way, because my pants right now are wet because it's been raining today. Gotta love UK weather, right? But yeah, I'm just currently looking for a job. Hopefully, you know, I'll find the right job. You know, well, I'm working with you know, like some people or this company who's like really good at getting people jobs. You know, but obviously, I think it's because, you know, I like going to my CIC place on Thursdays and Fridays that I basically just can't. Sometimes, like, I just can't give this up, even though eventually at some point I will have to make that difficult decision to be like, okay, I'm definitely gonna have to like give this up. like there's no beating around the bush. Like, eventually that will sink in, and I will have to, make that sacrifice in order to, like, commit, because at some point I will probably have to commit to that job if I want to get like more better pay in the future, probably. But right now it's not looking like that, but it's possible in the future that it's going to be the case. And if it is also the case as well, it might also take away from my time spent making videos. So yeah, and I do hope I can get some of the equipment I've used to make some of my videos when I'm at my CIC place on Thursdays and Fridays, and yeah, all that other cool stuff as well. And I guess speaking of that as well, speaking of jobs, I was meant to meet up with a guy, me and my mum, with a guy at a library in this country, and I thought that it was meant to be today. So like how sometimes you'll sometimes have meetings to kind of like discuss where to go from here after your previous one, right? Then yeah, you just you basically just you basically just do that until you eventually get the job, is just to put it simply. But I kind of thought it was today that I was meeting with this guy, to kind of discuss like where we go from here in terms of finding a job for me, because the last week I was meant to go with this guy and kind of go like around my local area to kind of really just gauge and just kind of find like a job that kind of works with me. So like obviously it would have to be like Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, possibly Saturdays and Sundays as well. They can be considered as well, because obviously Thursday and Fridays obviously are reserved for, well, you know what. So yeah, we were meant to meet with him, but then obviously things happened. Things happened, and things went south. But it's not really that huge of a deal, anyways. I just said, hey, listen, like, it's not that big of a deal. We can just just get it all sorted when you can. I'm pretty sure you lot have been through this experience when you're looking for a job and whatnot. Right. Let me have a look. How long have I been streaming for? Been streaming for an hour. Let's see. I'm trying to. Can I think of anything else to say? I mean, this is probably gonna be nothing, but I had a McDonald's. That's it. That's all I can really say right there. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I don't really have that much to really say, if I'm gonna be honest with you. So honestly, Gamescom, like I said, was fine. The whole GTA 6 leaks was just like, I mean, you know, it's what you expect at this point. It's like, who's surprised? But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there for tonight, chat. If you have indeed enjoyed this stream, well, quite short stream if you ask me, then be sure to hit the like button if you have enjoyed it. And to those who have watched this as a portrait stream, obviously if you want to see all of my portrait streams, there will be a playlist that will basically be full of, well, those streams. To those who have seen it horizontal, it'll just be public anyways, but the portrait streams are always unlisted anyways, because it's better that way. And speaking of which, I think I have actually should have that version of the stream unlisted. Yeah, unlist live replay when it ends. So yes. So yes, it will. It has done exactly that. So yeah, that's good. Very good. Very good. All right. But in other cases, if you have also enjoyed it and want to know when I will do more content, then be sure to hit the subscribe button. Over the weekend, we will be doing some gaming, some actual gaming, probably more yapping, and that sort of cool stuff. On the 29th, we will be doing another practice run of Sonic Racing Crossworlds. And then on Sunday, we will have the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe online. We'll be grinding through more VR points, hopefully, because Mario Kart Wii Retro Rewind is currently, well, the online is not really working right now. They're still figuring out, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to, you know, get somewhere with it at some point. But yeah, I hope you all have enjoyed it today. Sorry this was a bit of a short stream, but it is what it is. Oops, I just hit my mic. What's that? Oh, right. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really have that much else to say, so peace.